let's chat for a second about OnlyFans. This was a really big topic of conversation yesterday and this morning on Twitter X, because this girl came out and said that she's 19 years old, I believe. She made lots and lots of money, more money than most supermodels, more money than most athletes, and she makes her money on OnlyFans selling nude pictures online. So people are like, oh my goodness, this state of humanity when you have just a regular 19-year-old girl selling nudies online and is making this much money. What is going on? Well, yeah, it is a huge billion-dollar industry, the porn industry, and OnlyFans, the website, has made it accessible to regular girls that probably otherwise would not be going down that path. It used to be back in the day, you had to go out and seek all of that stuff. But now the way that these girls market and how normalized this has become, it's actually the opposite. Now these girls are marketing it to you. It's everywhere. And I'll give you examples of that. But the big debate was, whose fault is it? Is it the men that are creating the market for these girls to want to sell their bodies online? Or is it the women that are luring the men and taking advantage of men's weaknesses? I think both are equally guilty, and I'll get into that more. But yes, it is in fact the men that are creating the market for this. I think there's something like 80 million men that sign up for OnlyFans. The average man that subscribes to an OnlyFans is 90% of them are married, and most of them have an income of 42,000. So you can argue this probably isn't the best way for these men to be spending their time and money, and it's probably not healthy for a woman to get instantly rich and famous by just posting a few naked pictures of herself online. But now what's happening with the marketing? So let's get into that piece. First of all, did she actually make that much money? I don't know, because the truth of the matter is most of the girls on OnlyFans are not making money. They're, of the 1.4 million women that do OnlyFans, I think only about 300 even clear a million per year, which is still a lot. But the average girl actually makes about 150 a month, which is really sad because you're posting all of your goodies online for anyone to see, and you're not making that much money. So it is not true that most women are killing it on OnlyFans. Most are not, which is kind of messed up when you see these girls bragging about how much they make. So why would they do that? Why would they brag about the money that they're making, especially when it's such an oversaturated website and most aren't making that much money? Well, you actually get a 5% commission for everyone that you refer to sign up. So for everyone that signs up and you refer them, you get a 5% commission. So it's a little bit pyramid-y what's going on there. Now, the marketing piece, especially like a website like OnlyFans, that's a part you're really going to want to pay attention to, especially like if I had teenagers, I would be sitting down and just having a chat with them about this as they navigate through social media and just their world, because it's the marketing piece. If nobody knows who you are, then nobody's going to be signing up to your OnlyFans. So these girls, when they sign up for an OnlyFans, if they don't already have a large following online or they're not already well known, then they're going to have to build their Instagram, they're going to have to build their TikTok to basically make a name for themselves and then funnel people back to their OnlyFans page where they make their real money. I'm going to tell you a quick story, and this will just give you an example of how this is just everywhere, how insidious this is, and how the sneaky little marketing for this is all over the place. And then I'll get back to the specifics of what these girls and what, if I have kids, I would be talking to them about. So there was a song, Beyonce dropped an album a few years ago called Renaissance, and I actually downloaded it. I downloaded it and deleted it 2 times because there was something about this album, I didn't want it in my ear. It didn't sit well with me. And there was one lyric in particular that really stood out to me. And just a few weeks ago, I was watching a Christian testimony. I like watching those online. And it happened to be a girl that used to do OnlyFans. And she's now a Christian. She quit the industry. But she was one of the more successful people on that site. It wasn't Nala, it was a different girl. Ended up quitting, was close to taking her own life, but she was up to the point where I think she was making like $15,000 a month, a lot of money. And as soon as she started it, she wanted to quit. She hated it, didn't feel good about herself, was really creeped out by the men, was almost like feeling just horrible about the whole thing, wanted to quit, was really depressed and anxious. She finally got up the courage and was making a plan to completely quit and get out of it. Well, That's when the Beyonce album came out, and the lyric that I was talking about was on that album. It's in a song called Savage, and the lyric goes, on that demon time, I'ma start an OnlyFans. The full lyric is TikTok hips when I dance. On that demon time, I'm gonna start an OnlyFans. When that lyric dropped, you can actually Google it. When that lyric dropped, sales for OnlyFans went up 15%. And this girl, she was going to quit, but she saw all of her income increase when that dropped. So she ended up staying a few more months. And because she was already that depressed, her staying that few more months almost caused her to get to the point where she took her life, but she moved. But again, that's just how it's everywhere. And here you have like Queen Bey just glamorizing this lifestyle to the girls. And it's also ironic that she used TikTok, because now we're going to get into the marketing. Now we're going to get into this new landscape of, it used to have to be you had to go and find your dirty stuff. Now the dirty stuff is everywhere, and it's coming to find you. And it's really creepy and it's really groomy the way they do this. Remember, I said you have to grow your Instagram, you have to grow your TikTok. Well, now you actually, because it's so lucrative, you even have like these little pimps and these agencies that are cropping up, and they're actually going on girls' Instagram, and they're recruiting girls like, hey, I'll grow your Instagram, I'll grow your TikTok, and we'll get you an OnlyFans, you'll make lots of money. And then they take a cut of that, obviously. So what they'll say, let's say you sign up with an agency, what they're going to want you to do right off the bat is create a few TikTok accounts, and you're going to have to post content every day, just little like dance videos, little trending things to grow your name. You're going to grow your Instagram. And basically what that is, again, it's to funnel people. So you might be following this like cute girl who's doing a day in the life, little dances, stuff like that. But really, she's an OnlyFans girl, and that's a marketing tool to get you back to her page. So that's what it all is. And now you have women that are doing these perverted stunts even in public. You had the mom who is advertising her OnlyFans, taking her child to school. You have women that are doing these like flashing pranks in public. Really, it's an advertisement for their OnlyFans. They're doing it in front of kids. They're hiking things up in a certain way. They're at the gym doing things in suggestive ways. And it's all a ploy to get you back to their OnlyFans. And this is where what I'm saying, the market has completely changed. And yes, the men are creating the market for this. But once the women get into it, once they start making money, or once they start getting competitive and want to grow, that's when the women are now turning into the creepy perverts and doing weird stuff in public to try to lure men back to their OnlyFans page to pay for their content. So the whole design of this website, the whole design of the marketing, in my opinion, it's all just a huge grooming technique to get young men and young women to want to engage in the porn industry. Let's say you're a young girl. For instance, I was following this girl on TikTok. She had like 5 million followers, was a lot younger than me, but she used to live exactly where I lived. And she had like cute content, like day in the life, funny stuff. She would go traveling, had 5 million followers. Did I say that? And I followed her for about a year, you guys. And then one day, she just had a video and she brings out a box of sex toys and she's like, get ready with me while I get ready to do scenes all day. And I was like, huh? What? But that's what's happening. So you're a young girl, in your early 20s or a teenager, and you're following these cool chicks online and they have these cool lifestyles. You're getting to know them, and then you realize, oh, that's how they're making their money. Same with a guy. Let's say I'm following this girl online. She has this huge following, and I don't know, I think she's cute and she seems awesome, and all of a sudden you find out she has an OnlyFans, and maybe you're like, oh wow, maybe I can message her, she'll actually talk back to me or something like that. So the whole thing is just so messed up. It's so insidious how it's just creeped our way into every part of society. And when you see these women going on podcasts talking about the exorbitant amount of money that they make, in my opinion, that is just another creepy marketing technique to get people to want to sign up for your website, to get girls to want to do it, to get people interested in it. It's creepy. That's why if I had kids, I would really, really be sitting down and talking to them about this. I would be showing them testimonies of women that were in that industry and have gotten out, because it is pretty shocking. And a lot of people say that OnlyFans is really innocent. It's not. As soon as it's the porn industry, just like anything else. And as soon as you enter it, you're going to want to do more and more and more. And the men that are your fans, you're basically an object to them. And maybe some people are okay with that. That's totally fine. but this is what it is. And I just wanted to explain some of how it works because, in my opinion, it's not the men or the women, it's both. And this is just an insidious, groomy thing that likes to